Let me read to you a passage from the 3rd chapter of St. John's Gospel, verses 31 to 36. It's the Gospel for Thursday of the second week in Eastertide. St. John writes, "The one who comes from above is above all. The one who is from the earth belongs to the earth and speaks as one from the earth. The one who comes from heaven is above all. He testifies to what he has seen and heard, but no one accepts his testimony. The man who has accepted it has certified that God is truthful. For the one whom God has sent speaks the words of God, for God gives the Spirit without limit. The Father loves the Son and has placed everything in his hands. Whoever believes in the Son has eternal life, but whoever rejects the Son will not see life, for God's wrath remains on him." That's from John chapter 3, verses 31 to 36. What does it suggest to us? Well, I don't think anyone has ever claimed that, for instance, Muhammad came down from heaven. The most fervent Muslim identifies where he was born and when. He grew up in a certain locality and his influence grew. It is claimed that he received certain revelations and thus became, as Islam deems, a prophet. Indeed, he is counted by Islam to be the greatest prophet. Then he died and was buried, and his tomb is venerated. Nor do I think anyone has ever claimed that Buddha came down from heaven, nor Zoroaster, nor Confucius. Various mythical personages have been understood to have come down from above, but modern man understands these persons to be precisely that, mythical. The Catholic Church, and with it the rest of what we might call Christendom, understanding very clearly what is meant by myth, asserts that Christ came down from heaven in sober fact. It was no myth. The secular, non-believing man may reject the claim, but he would be surely foolish to do so out of hand and without considering it with the utmost seriousness, because it is made with full awareness and with an immense and high-class tradition of intellect behind it. If there is one thing that cannot be denied, it is that Christianity, and in particular Catholic Christianity, is a religion of intellect. It is well able to consider and distinguish myth from cold hard fact. So then, there are many things that are unique to the historical figure of Jesus Christ. The first thing about him is that, as against all other founders of the religions of man, his human conception and then birth in Bethlehem was not the beginning of his existence as a person. He pre-existed his conception and birth. Indeed, he had existed from all eternity. At a certain point, the angels came into being. At a certain point, the world. And at a certain point, man himself. For from all eternity, the person of Jesus Christ had existed. He was the Son of the Eternal Father, and he came down from heaven. This was one of the most frequent things that Jesus Christ said about himself, that he had come down from the Father and had been sent by him. Our Gospel today says it too. Jesus Christ comes from above. Now, it has often been pointed out that while monotheism has come to occupy center stage in the religions of the world, the monotheism that has issued from Judaic revelation, nevertheless, polytheism has been more characteristic of human history. For the one who recognizes the Judeo-Christian revelation the historical prevalence of polytheism is an abiding symptom of the fall of man. Well, be that as it may, I would make this suggestion about modern secular culture. It is, of course, typically skeptical of revealed religion, but I suggest that in its skepticism it has reverted to a form of polytheism. Its gods are not the gods of Egypt, such as Seth and Osiris, nor of Canaan, such as Baal, nor of Rome, such as Jupiter, nor of Greece, such as Zeus. There are other things modern man worships, and they are not one but many. Typically, he dedicates his life not to one exalted figure or goal, but to numerous limited things, and they change with the years. The Greek religion was populated by many heavenly, though limited, powers, and modern secular man's life is populated too by many superior, though limited, figures which command his allegiance. They can be said to occupy the place in his life which the many gods occupied in the life of non-secular man. But secular man's gods do not transcend this world. They are not powers above, but powers below. They are terrestrial. It could be career, status, money, sport, whatever. We often say that sport is his religion. In this sense, what St. John says about Jesus Christ in our gospel today that I read earlier is very relevant to modern secular man. Christ, who has come down from heaven and who occupies our scene, is above all. He is above all. There is one historical figure, one person of human history who is above all. No matter what it is that a person might tend to revere and dedicate his life to, Jesus Christ is above that and above all. That is to say, Jesus Christ stands against all forms of polytheism, including its modern, secular and very material forms. He himself is the one only God. Monotheism finds its embodiment and focus in him. For modern man, willing to accept only concrete facts as real, he has in Jesus Christ the unmatched object of all love and worship. The one who comes from heaven is above all, we heard in the gospel passage from St. John. Let us contemplate the person of Jesus Christ long and lovingly, for he is above all. No other can be compared to him. We tend to be condescending with regard to religion, and we allow ourselves to drift away from the one and only God who, we say, is a pie in the sky. But all too often what is happening is that we are, unbeknown to ourselves, drifting towards the worship of many gods. Jesus Christ is no pie in the sky. He is an historical figure, a cold, hard, concrete fact. But the unique thing about him is that he came down from heaven and is above all. He is absolutely above all. Let us then give our hearts to him and recognize him for what he is. He is the great God, God the Son, and our brother too.